For what purpose does the gentleman from Louisiana seek recognition?
Madam Chairman, I have an amendment at the desk.
Clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment offered by Mr. Landry of Louisiana. At the end of the bill, before the short title, insert the following. Section: None of the funds made available by this Act may be used to promulgate or implement any regulations that would mandate global positioning system tracking, electronic onboard recording devices, or event data recorders in passenger or commercial motor vehicles.
Does the gentleman from Iowa seek recognition?
I do, and I thank the Madam Chairman. I reserve a point of order on the gentleman's amendment.
A point of order is reserved. The gentleman from Louisiana is recognized for 5 minutes.
Madam Chairman, I'm honored to be joined by my distinguished colleagues, Ranking Member Mr. Ray Hall, Mr. Hunzinger, Mr. Tom Graves, and Ms. Herrera Butler on this amendment. Our bipartisan amendment prohibits any funds under this Act to be used to implement any administration mandate for global positioning systems, electronic onboard recorders, or event data recording devices on both passenger and commercial vehicles. Madam Chairman, the Department of Transportation has become obsessed with electronically monitoring vehicle movements. Right now, DOT is working on a mandate which would require every car have a device which is very similar to an airplane's black box. Additionally, they are working on another mandate which would require that trucks carry an electronic onboard recorder. Even the name sounds scary. These devices would record and transmit data when the truck is in use. This regulation is so costly that even President Obama has singled it out as a regulation which needs more studying. He did so because it is estimated that the mandate will cost the trucking industry at least $1 billion to implement. Madam Chairman, the truckers in my district cannot afford this cost. I know some companies like these devices, and that's great. They can put them in their trucks voluntarily. However, just because a few companies like the devices, we should not mandate them on everyone. And for this reason, I hope the House will adopt this common sense amendment, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman may not reserve the balance of his time.
I yield.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Iowa seek recognition?
I would withdraw my reservation.
The reservation is withdrawn.
And I appreciate very much the gentleman's concern on this amendment. I think its timing is maybe unfortunate. This is a major issue in the reauthorization bill that hopefully is going to be filed tonight. This issue will be dealt with. It truly is an authorizing issue that should not be on this bill. And so while I may have share some concerns with the gentleman, certainly I don't think it's appropriate on this bill, especially at this moment when the highway bill is being filed, and hopefully this issue will be resolved in that bill. So with that, I'm going to have to, with some reservation, urge a no vote on this amendment, unfortunately.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Massachusetts rise?
I move to strike the last word.
The gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
I think that what the chairman has said is probably about as good as one can get. What we have now is an amended version, a slightly amended version of the proposal, and my understanding is that the major long-distance trucking companies are against this language. Most of the safety advocates are against this language, but there are other trucking interests that favor this language or are happy with this language. So you have a real controversy among people who, if the long-distance truckers and safety advocates, I would generally think that that was something we should worry about. But as the chairman has said, this is an issue that really ought to be in the authorizing, in the hands of authorizers and worked out by the authorizers, and that may or may not be dealt with in the authorization legislation. But in any case, the limitation on funds is effective in any case only for this one-year appropriation bill. Yes, I will.
You know, I have heard from some of my colleagues in outside groups who would argue that this is not the time to have this debate. But if not now, when? When will we publicly debate the issue? We're waiting on a conference report that we know not what's in it. And so this is a time, I would argue that this is a time for us to have that debate and to be clear. And just because a few big companies in this country want these types of devices, then what about the small business owners out there who everyone on both sides of this aisle, continually come to this mic and propose that they support, while our actions of opposing this amendment would say to the big corporations, I'm with you, and the little guys, I'm not.
Well, who then, claiming my time, maybe the gentleman understands, and I simply do not, who is in favor of promulgating regulations, who is about to promulgate regulations in this area of mandating global positioning systems, electronic onboard recording devices, and so forth. Where is the action to do that here? Where is the problem here?
In the Department, will the gentleman
yes?
In the Department of Transportation, it's my understanding.
Are they in the business of writing rules to require that?
Yeah, they do. They have big requirements. That's right. Demonic device.
My very competent staff tells me that we have been requiring this in the Mexican trucking controversy over the past few years. Well, we have been fighting over that one back and forth for years and years now, and I can't remember whether there was or wasn't that sort of thing there. I don't remember it having come up before at any point. I yield back the time. What is he going?
The gentleman yields back. The question is on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Louisiana. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. No. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to.
I ask for a recorded vote on this issue.
Pursuant to Clause 6 of Rule 18, further proceedings on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Louisiana will be postponed.